all I see now is a stranger wearing Beatrice's skin. It's funny how a single piece of paper, a marriage license, can feel like a shield. You think once you sign it, you've secured your future. You think you know the person sitting across from you at the dinner table. But looking back at our wedding photos now, I know the truth. My name is Warren T. Morgan, and until 6 months ago, I was the happiest man alive. I married Beatrice in June. She was everything I wanted. Kind, adventurous, the kind of person who could make a rainy Tuesday feel like a vacation. But the change didn't happen slowly. It wasn't the honeymoon phase ending or the gradual drift people warn you about. It was a light switch, a hard, mechanical click on the night of our 3-month anniversary. I woke up at 3 a.m. because the bed felt empty. I thought Beatrice had just gone to the kitchen for a glass of water, but when I walked into the hallway, I saw her. She wasn't drinking water. She was standing in the corner of the dining room. Just standing, facing the corner where the 2 walls met, her forehead pressed against the drywall. I whispered her name, but she didn't move. She didn't even seem to be breathing. I waited for 20 seconds. I reached out to touch her shoulder, and the moment my fingers brushed the silk of her nightgown, she spun around.
Her eyes, they weren't her eyes. Beatrice has warm green eyes, but these were black, pure, dilated black. And she was grinning. Not a happy smile, but a wide grin that pulled the skin tight across her cheekbones like plastic wrap over bone. She didn't say a word. She just walked past me, back to bed, and fell asleep instantly. Or at least she pretended to. That was the start. After that night, the woman I married was gone. The new Beatrice stopped cooking. She stopped talking about her day. Instead, I'd find her doing things that made my blood run cold. I'd be in the shower and feel that awful feeling that I was being watched. I'd open my eyes through the soap and see her head poking from behind the shower curtain, her entire head stretched into the shower, leaving just her body outside, just watching me wash. I tried to be logical. Maybe it was stress. Maybe she'd had some kind of neurological event. I spent days convincing myself there was a rational explanation, but the wrongness kept building. So I looked through her old medical records, hoping to find something that made sense. But instead, I found the anniversary box. It was hidden behind a false panel in the back of her closet. It was a simple wooden chest, but it smelled like old copper and rotting flowers. Inside were photos, not of us, photos of men I'd never seen before. Each photo was taken on their wedding day, and in every single one, the man looked happy, and the woman beside him was Beatrice. But the dates on the back of the photos went back 40 years. In a photo from 1985, she looked exactly the same as she did on our wedding day. Not a single wrinkle, not a single change. My heart was pounding so hard I thought my ribs would crack. I realized then that I wasn't her husband. I was her next acquisition. I found a notebook at the bottom of the box. The handwriting was hers, but the language was wrong. It talked about spousal rotation and claim processing. It said that the marriage contract was the final step, that the legal binding of souls made the transfer permanent.
"You weren't supposed to find that yet, Warren." Her voice came from the doorway. It was her voice, but it had a buzzing underneath it, like 1,000 insects were vibrating in her throat. I looked up, and she was leaning against the frame at a 90-degree angle, her body vertical, but her head tilted completely sideways. I tried to run, but my legs felt like they were made of lead. She told me she had been looking for someone like me for a long time, someone uncomplicated.
She said the Beatrice I loved had been retired years ago. She was just a skin suit, a social interface used to navigate a world she didn't belong to. And now, because we were married, I belonged to her too. "To have and to hold," she whispered, "until death do us part, and then some." I found out why, too late. The reason she changed after the wedding wasn't because she was bored or having an affair. It was because the contract was signed. The hunt was over. She didn't need to pretend to be human anymore. She didn't need to blink. She didn't need to love me. She just needed my life to sustain her own. I'm writing this now from the dining room. It's 3 a.m. I'm standing in the corner, facing the wall. My forehead is pressed against the cool drywall. I can't move my arms. I can't close my eyes. I can feel my own skin starting to feel tight, like it's being stretched over a frame that doesn't quite fit. Beatrice just walked in. She looks beautiful. She's wearing the dress I bought her for our honeymoon. She's talking to someone on the phone. "Yes, Mother," she says. "Warren is doing just fine. He's just settling into his new role." If you're listening to this and you're thinking about getting married, if your partner suddenly starts acting sketchy or off the moment the ring is on, don't wait. Don't look for explanations, because by the time you find out why they changed, it's already 3 a.m., and you're already in the corner.